The first thing I noticed from many people new to first-person shooters is that when they go around corners and are just running around in general, they're either looking at the floor or they're either looking up, which if someone comes around a corner, they're then going to have to somehow get them. So the first thing that I suggest to someone new to the game is to always place your crosshair in a way that when you're going around a corner, it's ready to get someone's head. So they're able to tap the head. It's much easier, you get much more kills, and it's much more fun that way. Another thing is people coming from games such as Overwatch are used to being able to just run and shoot and the bullets going where they're aiming, which is not the case in a game like this. While it might work at close range, coming in close proximity, at long range you will not hit. You need to stand still and control your shots. The first starter character you come across in the game is Brimstone. He's a great area denial character, meaning you can stop people's rushes, pushes, and all of that. His first ability, the Stim Beacon, once placed down, increases your fire rate, reload speed, weapon swap time, and recoil recovery by 10% while inside. Once you leave it, you keep the positive attributes for 4 seconds, as you can see in the bottom right by Combat Stim. His second ability is a Molotov. One shot, it deals 150 damage for the total duration, which is enough to kill a character, as you can see. Brimstone's third ability, Sky Smoke, is great for the start of a round to slow down and ruin an enemy's rush. As seen here, you can place it down,
smoke's down,
start of a round, and although no one can see through it, it can still be shot through. Perfect to put people off of doing a rush. Brimstone's final ability is Ultimate, brings up a large version of the map for you to see. It's great for if you're on one side of the map and your team says the enemy team is planting, rushing, or defusing the bomb. You simply just click down and it'll do the rest for you. It'll do enough to take out anyone it touches. The second starter character you get is called Jett. She's a very fast-paced character who's great at getting the odd spots that the enemies do not expect. Her first ability, Cloud Burst, is basically a smoke grenade when you press C. What's special is that if you hold C, you can curve it in the direction of your crosshair. Very hard to master, but once you learn to do it properly, it'll prove very valuable and useful to the team. Jett's second ability, Updraft, which basically just sends you up into the air, is great for if you want to get up somewhere like this, a high place, quickly rotate from A, you just run and press it and you can go straight up in there. What I suggest with this is if your team plants on A, you can run here, get up here, and just hold a perfect angle for when they go to cross onto site, like this. Her third ability, Tailwind, projects you in the direction you are moving, as you can see. The only thing to remember with this ability is that once you use it, there's a delay for when you can shoot. I was holding left click the whole time and you saw the delay between when I stopped and when I was able to shoot. It's perfect for if you're caught in the open, you can quickly get to cover and then use your gunfight. Once you've used it, you get 1 around, but if you get 2 kills afterwards, you then get it again. Jett's ultimate ability, Brimstone, gives you 5 knives, which you can left click to shoot one at a time, or right click to send all of them at once. What's special is like earlier, you can actually use this whilst moving and it is still perfectly accurate to where you're looking. The third starter character in the game is called Omen. He's a great character to get behind and flank enemies and get to the odd places without them knowing, and they don't have a clue that you're doing that. His first ability, Shrouded Step, is basically a teleporter. When used, you won't be seen unless you're out in the open. Doing it someone like this, they will see you, and it makes very little sound and you won't be heard. What I would do is at the start of a round, teleport up here without them seeing, and then you can immediately just peek out to the side and get their defender here. Easy first peek to get the round. Omen's second ability, Paranoia, is to me like a special flashbang. You press the ability button and you can send it straight through a wall. Upon contact with an enemy, it reduces how they see for a few seconds. They would only be able to see to about there in front of them if touched. Omen's third ability, Dark Cover, is another kind of smoke. Use the right mouse button to send it forward and E to bring it back to you. The little arrow above shows how it will see, so if it's red, then it's either going to go under the map or into a wall and do nothing. If green, you can then left click and it will provide a perfect smoke. You can also send it through walls and use the mini map as proof of where it will go.
Cover going out.
Omen's final ability is Ultimate. From the shadows, brings up the map for you to choose where on the map you would like to teleport to, as so.
My ultimate is ready.
When used, you can be killed while teleporting, and there is a limit to time when your gun comes up. I would never suggest that you do what I just did and go into their spawn, so if I was playing as a defender, I would teleport to the middle of bottom here.
My ultimate is ready.
And then you have a perfect little corner for when they come from their spawn. You can just take them out as they come into mid, not expecting you here. The next starter character is Phoenix, and he's a great solo fragger. His first ability, Blaze, is just a wall of fire, which much like Jett's Cloud Burst, you can curve to where you look. Not many people know this, but it will heal you if you stand inside but damage teammates and enemies who touch it. Phoenix's next ability, Curveball, is just a traditional flashbang. It blinds anyone that sees it. You can send it to the left with a left click, or you can send it to the right with a right click. If you don't directly look at it, the flash duration is shortened. As seen. Phoenix's third ability, although it looks to be just a normal Molotov, damaging enemies and teammates, just like Blaze, it will also heal you.
Careful now.
Phoenix's ultimate ability, Run It Back, gives you an extra life for 10 seconds before going back to where you were. If killed while using it, you go back to where you were at full HP but lose any shields you had. The second last starter character in the game is called Sage, and she's basically the combat medic of the game. Her first ability places a solid wall, great for stopping a push, and takes a whole mag to be destroyed. You can also use it to boost yourself and teammates to hard to reach places as seen here. Perfect to hold an angle where enemies won't expect you. Sage's second ability, Slow Orb, instantly slows down anyone who touches it by 70% as well as being loud. Perfect for placing behind you to listen for a flank. No one's getting through that without you hearing them. Her third ability, the Healing Orb, does exactly what it sounds like. You can either heal yourself or teammates to full health, and you get one every 35 seconds. Left click to send it to a teammate, or right click to heal yourself. Sage's ultimate ability can revive one teammate that's been killed. One thing I see new Sages doing is if a teammate dies out here in the open, they just instantly revive them, which obviously they'll get revived and get killed again. Always place down a wall before reviving a teammate to give them a chance to get to cover before the enemies kill them again. The final starter character is called Sova. He's a great recon operative, perfect for knowing when a push is going to happen. His first ability, the Owl Drone, is a controllable drone used to mark any enemies it sees for your entire team through walls for a limited time. Simply look at an enemy and left click to mark them for your entire team to see. Sova's next ability, the Shock Bolt, explodes on impact, dealing 10 to 60 splash damage to enemies.
Shock dart.
You can right click once to add 1 bounce,
Shock dart.
or you can right click twice to add 2 bounces.
Shock dart.
Perfect for getting it around a corner to where you can't actually see the enemies. His third ability, the Recon Bolt, is used like the Shock Bolt. It will mark anyone in its line of sight. Perfect way to use this ability is at the start of a round to arc it over into the enemy spawn behind them, marking all of them for you to see, as so. Sova's ultimate ability, Hunter's Fury, gives you 3 high damage, high powered shots with the bow that go through walls and mark enemies between shots. One thing to remember is each shot pushes you back slightly and makes you vulnerable to enemies to see you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Valorant gaming tips and awesome clips. See you in the next one.